Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews of developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this episode, here's your Spotlight.
Now we turn to our second Spotlight segment, and John unboxes the On TV from Walmart.
Hello, John here, and today I'm going to be unboxing a device, and I'm going to attempt to set it up. And it's not a phone. What I have with me today is the On Google TV media streamer. This is the 4K Pro version. It was just released. On is spelled ONN, and it's Walmart's in-house electronics brand. They make tablets, sound bars, I think maybe even TVs, and obviously streaming boxes, because this is a streaming box. And what it is it's a 4K Google TV device that you connect to a TV with an HDMI cable, and it runs Android 12, I believe, the TV version of Android 12, and it has Google TV on it, which is the launcher. But also, it is a Google Home speaker, so it has a microphone on it, and it will behave as, for example, a Nest Mini would. You can ask it questions, it'll answer them. It'll play music, it'll play podcasts, but if you ask it to play a video, it will turn on your TV and play the video on the TV. At least this is how it's supposed to behave. So it's two devices in one. It's a Google TV device, and it's a Google Assistant device. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. I just want to point out, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to come, but mine was not sealed in any way. So hopefully everything's in here. It was delivered to me by Walmart this morning, and it was still sealed in its bag, its shipping bag, but there's no tape on here. It doesn't appear there's tape that's been cut. So if it was sealed, it was shrink wrapped and somebody removed the shrink wrap. Otherwise, it doesn't come sealed. But getting into it, I'm going to open it up. And first thing we have on top is the instruction booklet, I'm assuming. I'm going to set this aside. I have the device itself. I'll do that last. I'll set it aside for now. I have... So there's a cardboard section I'm going to open. And then here is a power cable. It's just a barrel plug, so just a round plug, and just a typical AC adapter. Setting that aside. That was all that was in that section. I'm going to remove some more cardboard. And okay, it looks like it comes with, and props, this is only a $50 device, and it includes an HDMI cable, which that doesn't happen too often, so that's pretty cool. Now, this is not long enough for how I'm going to be using it, but it is included. So that's definitely a plus. And last, we have the remote. Actually, we have batteries and a remote. The remote... So there has been differing reports on what type of remote comes with it. Some people say they get a version with a large free TV button on it, and that version seems to be backlit. Just judging by how this feels, it's it doesn't have that big button on here, so I'm assuming this is not backlit, which, if you're blind, does not matter to you. I'll describe the remote. I guess it's about, if you've had a Fire TV, it's about the size of a Fire TV remote. From what I can recall, I may get this wrong, so I'll do my best. Top left, there's a button. It's for power. Top right, there's a button that is for, I think that's a programmable button. I think it's a star, so you can set it to your favorite app. Then there are 3 buttons across here that I honestly do not recall what they are. This is stuff I'll have to cover later if I do a proper demonstration of this. Then there's the D-pad, 4 directions. This is about how clicky the buttons are. The D-pad, if you can hear that. And then below that, these I do remember. I think it's a back button, a home button in the middle, and then to the right, maybe a TV guide button, like a guide button. Below that is volume on the left, volume up and down on the left, then in the middle, I'm assuming that's mute, and then another up and down on the right, which I'm assuming is channels. And then to the bottom, there are 4 buttons. Now, the one that was in the picture had a YouTube button, a Netflix button, a Disney Plus button, and a Paramount Plus button. Now, as far as what these actually are that came with my remote, I don't know. I'll have to let you know later. Because the way these buttons work is they're basically advertisements. So whoever pays the most to have this spot on the remote is who's going to get it. That's why they're always changing. So if you buy a Fire TV, it might have a Disney Plus button. It might not. It's just when that generation was released of that remote, whoever was the highest bidder got to be a button on that remote. So they're literally advertisements. Now, because this is Android, you should be able to reprogram these buttons with an app called Button Mapper. I'll have to find out for sure, but I think you should be able to. I don't think this is going to be as locked down as a Fire TV device would be, but I will let you know for sure at some point. All right, so that's the remote. I'll put the batteries in later when I'm setting up the device. But that's everything it came with. Now I'll describe the actual device itself. Going to peel it open. Don't want to tear it too much, but okay. All right, so I'll just say it feels like so if you've ever had a Google Home Mini or a Nest Home Mini, this is very similar. It has the same sort of woven texture finish. You know, it feels like a speaker, basically. How a speaker would feel. It's not like a metal grill or anything. It's kind of like a cloth grill. And it's not round, though. It's square. The corners are rounded off, but the device is square. So it's like if you took a Nest Home or a Google Home Mini. I should say Nest Mini or Google Home Mini. And they grew into a square shape. That's about the size and weight of it. Build quality feels pretty nice. I mean, you could tell it's plastic on the bottom, but there's a nice rubber square that goes all the way around the bottom, so there's no feet. It's just a frame that goes around it that's rubber, so that definitely won't be sliding. And then, so on the back, so the back is facing me from left to right. There's Ethernet port if you want to use Ethernet. This supports Wi-Fi 6, which I do not even have in my house. But if you do, it supports it. There seems to be 2 USB ports. Oh, no. Of course. 1 USB port and 1 HDMI port. So, and then all the way to the right is the power, where you plug in the power. So from left to right, Ethernet, HDMI, USB, power. And on the front, is that a button? There is a button on the front, so we'll find out what that is, whether it's mute or talk, like if you have to hold it down to talk. Now I know you can, this should be voice activated, so I don't think you would have to hold it down. So maybe it's a mute button. We'll find out later on. But yeah, I'm impressed with the build. Actually, so I'm feeling around this device, and along the left side there is what feels like it could be a switch. Yeah, it's a switch. So I'm gonna guess this is the mute switch. So this button on the front is something else. Like I said, I'll let you know when I figure out what that button does, because these devices usually do not have power buttons on them. If nothing else, maybe you just hold it to reset the device, but we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and connect this thing to my TV and try to set it up, see if the setup is accessible. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm downstairs in my living room. I have connected it to my TV. My TV is on, and I have not plugged the power in yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm assuming it should power itself up. I also have not put the batteries in, so I've plugged it in. It seems like something's happening on the TV. So the remote just has, the back just slides down to open up. I'm going to go ahead and put my batteries in. There's springs, so you can tell which way to put them. I guess we're just gonna, now these don't talk. As far as I know, these don't talk to let you know. Oh. Something has happened. I heard a sound. Maybe the remote is pairing itself. I might need to turn this down a little bit. That's loud. Okay. So I'm going to try what I know of as the accessibility shortcut. I'm going to press and hold both the down arrow, so the bottom of the D-pad, and the back button, which is located to the bottom left of the D-pad itself. Press and hold both and see what happens. Still holding.
You have held both the back and down buttons for 3 seconds to use TalkBack. To enable TalkBack now, hold the back and down buttons for 3 seconds again. Use this shortcut anytime to enable or disable TalkBack.
Let me try it. So I'm supposed to press and hold again.
TalkBack on. Language selection. English, United States.
Okay, so
In grid, 4 rows, 1 column.
up
Press
and running.
select to activate.
I'm going to hit select.
Select a country. United States, row 1, in grid, 4 rows, 1 column.
Choose my
Press
country.
select to activate. Select your Wi-Fi network. Ghost, row 1, in grid, 13 rows, 1 column. Nymeria, row 2. Press select to activate.
Nymeria is my network. I'm going to connect.
Enter password for Nymeria. System status. Choose input method. English US Gboard.
Okay, I've put in my password and I'm on the done key now. I'm going to press it. Just to give you my comments, it wasn't the best typing experience. It is a QWERTY keyboard. It uses Gboard, so I'm happy about the layout of the keyboard, but it was a little slow, a little sluggish. But then again, this is not a high-end device, so I kind of expected it, but I'll just hit done.
Connecting to Nymeria. Keyboard hidden. Connecting to Nymeria. Connecting to Nymeria. Out of keyboard bottom row. Connecting to Nymeria. Connected. Please wait.
I'm going to just let this do its thing. If I cut anything out, I'll let you know that I've cut it out for the sake of
Downloading
time.
system update. System update. Step 1 of 2.
Okay, so this might be one of those portions I cut. If I decide to cut it out, I will give you an approximate on how long it took. But right now it seems like we're downloading. I'm just going to see if I can even move the focus.
System update installing. Windows system update.
Wait, did I hear that right?
39%. Progress. System update installing.
Okay.
51%. Progress bar.
I thought
58%.
I thought I heard Windows system update, but maybe it was saying window because I'm in the system update window. I don't know. Or maybe I imagined it. We'll find out when I go back and listen to this. You can hear the percentage growing. I think we're almost there, so I'm probably not going to cut this out.
99%. Step 2 of 2. 2%.
Okay, we are back up now. It took about 5 minutes. I thought it was going to take a lot longer because it was going very slow. And when it got to 18%, it restarted the device, and I was a little worried that speech wouldn't come back up, but it did come back up, and I believe I'm now on the login screen for my Google account. Let's see what we have here.
Sign in. Google accounts. Web view. Sign in. Heading 1. Use your Google account. Edit box. Email or phone.
I was hoping
Press select to edit text.
there would be an easier way here.
Forgot email. Button. Next. Button. Press select to activate. Edit box. Use your Google account.
I think you
Sign in.
have to
Heading
type
1.
You have to type it in. Now,
Sign in. Heading 1.
I wonder if a keyboard would work. Okay, I just went and got a USB keyboard because I'm curious and I don't like typing with remotes. Especially when TalkBack is very slow, so just to see if this works. Because there is a USB-A port on this thing. Plugging it in.
Configure physical keyboard. Tap to select language and layout.
Okay, we got a notification, although I'm pretty sure it's not on screen.
Sign in. Heading 1.
Let's go to
Sign
the edit
in.
box.
Use your Google account. Edit box. Email or phone. System status. Choose input method. English US Gboard. Showing Gboard.
Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and try typing and see what happens.
O 8 M D R 0 5 at end of field G F I M. Press select to activate. Keyboard hidden. Hi John. Editing. Password. Edit box. Enter your password. System status. Choose input method. English US Gboard. Showing Gboard.
Alright, that
Q.
seemed to work.
Quebec.
I'm gonna go ahead and put in my password now.
Keyboard hidden. Sign in. Google accounts. Web view. Out of keyboard bottom row.
Alright, I think I got it.
Two-step verification to help keep your account safe. Google wants to make sure it's really you trying to sign in. Resend it. Press select to activate.
Okay, just accepted the two-factor.
Please wait. Hi John. By clicking accept, you agree to the Google Terms of Service and the Google Play Terms of Service. The Google Terms of Service also applies to your use of Assistant. Terms of Service, row 2. Accept, row 1. Press
Right.
select to activate.
Okay, it would have read all that, but I didn't want it to, so I'm gonna hit accept.
Please wait. Google services select each to learn more about each service, such as how to turn it on or off later. Data will be used according to Google's privacy policy. Click Accept to confirm your selection of these Google services settings. Accept. Row 1, in grid, 5 rows, 1 column.
All right,
Press Select to activate.
I'm gonna remove the keyboard. I'm done with it. Let's see what we have on this page. I think I'm supposed to be selecting Google services.
Checked. Use location. Allow Google. Accept. Row 1. Press Select to activate. Please wait. Stay in the know. Stay up to date on Google TV and related features. No thanks.
No thanks.
Row 2. Google. Google Assistant. Continue. Out of grid. Press Select to activate.
All right, let's set up Google Assistant, I guess.
Search across all your TV apps. To do this, allow it to share your requests with your TV's apps. You can turn this setting off at any time in your TV settings. Learn more at g.co/tvappsearch. Without, no thanks. Allow, row 1.
All right, I'm on
Press
allow.
Select to activate.
I'm gonna hit select.
Choose your services. Your choices will be saved and used for recommendations when you're signed into your Google account. Checked. Hulu, disabled. Checked. Disney Plus, disabled. Checked. YouTube, disabled.
So this first line of apps, I guess, are apps that you have to have on here. Whether you can uninstall them after the fact, I don't know. But they're not letting me unselect them. So that's YouTube, Hulu, and Disney Plus.
Checked. Prime Video. Press Select to toggle.
And then I think these are rows of 3. Let's see.
Checked. Max. Press. Checked. Apple TV. Press. Your choices will be saved and used for recommendations.
Okay.
Checked. Apple TV.
Yeah, they're rows of 3.
Press Select to toggle. Not
I'm going
checked.
down.
Peacock TV.
I want Peacock.
Checked. Not
Left.
checked. YouTube Music.
No. Left.
Not checked. YouTube TV.
No. Going down.
Not checked. Discovery Plus.
No. Right.
Not checked. ESPN. Press Select to toggle.
Right.
Not checked. Philo.
Okay.
Press Select to toggle.
This is enough for now. Just wanted to give you an idea of what this page was like and how to navigate it. So I'm going to go to the right
Learn more at
and then up
g.co.
to the...
Your selected services, apps, your choices will be saved and used.
Keep going up.
Confirm.
Okay, so the
Press Select to activate.
confirm button is on near the top right.
Partner hook. End. Got it. Button. Press Select to activate.
Got what? Let's see.
You can now use your TV without your remote. Just say something like, "Hey Google, find me
Uh-oh.
action movies," and your Google Assistant will do the rest. When you tap the mic button the first time, you will be asked whether you want to enable hands-free mode.
Let's go down.
Got it. Button.
Say got it.
Press Select. Please wait. Control volume and power with on. Streaming device 4K Pros remote. Set up remote. Button. Press Select to activate.
Sure.
To set up volume controls. Soundbar. Button. Press TV. Button.
Okay, I'm gonna say
AV receiver. Soundbar.
I'm gonna say
button.
TV because my TV
button.
controls my soundbar.
What's the brand of your TV? LG. Button. Rode. Samsung. Button.
Samsung.
You'll hear music next. If you can't hear it, make sure the volume is turned up. Next. Button. Out of grid brands. Press Select to
Okay, I'm
activate.
gonna hit next.
Please wait. Point on. Streaming device 4K Pros remote at your TV and toggle the volume up and down. Do the volume.
Hey, it's working.
Yes. Button. Press Select to activate.
I think it was about there.
No. Yes. Button.
Yes, I hear it.
Next. You'll set up the power button. Next.
Uh-oh.
Button.
This is scary.
Press Select.
No, just kidding.
Please wait. Press the power button once. The TV should turn off. Wait at least 8 seconds. Don't press any buttons. Press the power button again. The TV should turn on.
All right, let's see it. What happens? It's turned off. I'm assuming it's turned off. I'm going to turn it back on.
S button. Did the power button work? Yes button. Press select to activate. On. Streaming device 4K Pro's remote is set up. Next button.
Next.
Press select.
We gotta be close to
Setting
done.
up your Google TV.
But I haven't had any accessibility issues.
Set up wizard.
So that's
Home.
good.
Home. Main user home screen. Start exploring button. Notification center. Notification center. Your Chromecast with Google TV is ready. Preparing your Google TV. During this process, the device might be slower than usual for the next several minutes.
All right.
Notification. Preparing your Google
I
TV.
think.
Your Google TV experience is ready.
Okay, it's just an OK button.
Start exploring button.
Or start exploring.
Press select.
I seem to be on the home screen now. Let's see.
Selected. Logged in as John. Click to choose an account button. Feature. Mother's Day weekend
So
marathon.
we've gotten through the setup.
Netflix. Column 1. In row your apps. 1 row.
Okay, so
15 columns.
Here's the apps row.
Prime Video. Column 2. Press select to activate.
So hopefully, I'm pretty sure you can go in and turn off hints and that sort of thing. Okay, this is future John. After I've already set up the device, I'm going to describe a little bit better the buttons now that I've figured it out. Top left is power. Top right is favorites or favorite app. So you can assign it to whatever app you want. Below that and above the D-pad are 3 buttons. From left to right is change user, microphone, so you press and hold that to talk to Google Assistant, and settings. Then there's 3 more buttons below the D-pad from left to right, back, home, and guide. Then, like I said before, volume on the left, mute in the middle, channel on the right. And then the 4 buttons below are actually first row, YouTube on the left, Netflix on the right, second row, Disney Plus on the left, Paramount Plus on the right. And then on the box itself, this the switch on the left side is a mute switch. If it's pushed towards the back of the device, then it's listening and the microphone is on. If it's pulled toward the front of the device, the microphone is not listening and it's on mute. And this button on the front is actually to find your remote. So when you press it, the remote starts going off and you just press any button on the remote to make it stop ringing. So cool feature there. So that concludes this setup process. I might do a demonstration of the OS at a later time for the podcast if I end up really liking this device. So stay tuned for the possibility of that. Thank you for listening.
Gotta say, John, I was quite impressed with the setup process for that TV device.
Yeah, I got through it, which is more than can be said for some Android TV boxes.
Have you played with it much since you set it up, or is it still early days?
I did try using it this morning, and I'll be honest, I'm not impressed. I mean, the hardware is impressive, but I just hadn't used Google TV / Android TV in a while, and I forgot how much I don't like it. So my gripes are just with the software. I think, if you like Android TV, you'll probably like this device.
Is it laggy or is it okay? Is it the functionality you don't like?
It's laggy. I mean, TalkBack is laggy on every Android TV device I've tried. Like if you turn off TalkBack and you just you'll hear the click as it's going from item to item, and you just navigate with it turned off, you can hear it flying through the OS, and you can press and hold like if you're in a list, you can press and hold like the down arrow, and like it'll scroll through the list really fast. But when TalkBack's enabled, not only is it slow going from item to item, but you can't press and hold. You have to do everything item at a time, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Android TV, I also have one from Xiaomi, the MI Bugs S, the 4K version, which was released, 2 years ago, I guess. It's also super laggy with TalkBack, but I installed CSR on it. It's reasonably faster, but some apps has some issues with CSR, so sometimes I need to go back to TalkBack. So I'm going back and forth between screen readers.
I wonder if it's worth you trying Prudence, because like the point of Prudence is speed, isn't it? Like it doesn't really do anything else.
I didn't try that one, but on CSR, the TV launcher is functioning faster. But some apps, as I told you, it's better with TalkBack.
Yeah, because Prudence is just a TalkBack fork, isn't it? Whereas CSR isn't. So if Prudence is speed, then you might want to try that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but did you try to enable the TalkBack spoofer or the helper service?
No, I wasn't using the spoofer. I'm just using the typical.
The reason why CSR doesn't quite work as good as TalkBack is because Google has done something to make TalkBack work on the TVs. Because, for example, when you're navigating, like CSR will read every place you're navigating to, but the navigation is exactly as a sighted person would use it. So you can highlight any buttons on screen and you can go from item to item. But when TalkBack's enabled, you can leave items and highlight, for example, text. Whereas like a sighted user would have no reason to ever like leave the play button and go up to the text that's showing. So TalkBack knows that there's more navigation than just buttons. And CSR, the downfall for CSR is that it only reads buttons. Yeah,
optimization thing.
It has to be selectable. Anything. Yeah, you have to have everything has to be selectable to be highlighted in red.
Yeah, CSR is not optimized for Android TV, so I think that's the reason why. I mean, the speed is really, way faster than TalkBack if you turn it on. The CSR is way faster. But speaking of the apps and overall, you need TalkBack still.
I never really stopped to think about this, but that is quite unique to TalkBack and VoiceOver, isn't it? The fact that they will access static text, because none of the Windows screen will just do by default. Okay, if you invoke like a touch cursor in JAWS or something, it will, but like otherwise, you're not going to get that, are you?
Yeah, exactly. And another thing I don't like about TalkBack is although you can highlight text, there's no way of adjusting like granularity and going by words or characters or anything like that. You know, you could do it on Apple TV with VoiceOver. You could do it on Fire TV with Voice View. But
they just try to hook a keyboard on it, so maybe it will work that way.
Maybe, but
yeah. I got a keyboard, but I never tried it because I don't use my Android TV because of the issues. So
yeah, but I don't know anybody that wants to be using a keyboard.
That's a very interesting take, Sally. I had never tried it with a keyboard to see if I would be able to spell a word or go word by word. But I think you're right. I think one should be able to do that. I'll try that when we're done. See if I actually.
I'm also going to try it tonight because I'm going to watch Eurovision. So let's see.
Yeah. Nice
I'm not
idea.
trying it. I don't watch TV with a keyboard in my lap. I'm sorry, guys. If that's your thing, go right ahead. But I'm good with the remote.
Well, okay, we'll let you know,
in case you want to find out, what something is spelled. I think it's a good idea. Nice thought, Sally. I'll definitely give it a try.
Yeah. I don't do that either, to be fair. Well, one of the things that's really weird, I don't know if it's a thing either in the States or anywhere else, is folk here, some of them quite like audio descriptive video, I think you call it. I actually don't like audio description because it's too chatty and they haven't got it right. But what you find here is, depending on what device you have, it varies whether you get the audio description or not. And there's no real rhyme or reason to it. So, like, if you're watching a TV that is receiving a traditional TV series signal or cable or satellite, you're probably okay. But on your plug-in devices or apps, it varies across devices and apps. So it's not like it's never on anything that's not a traditional TV. It's, you might get it if you're on Fire OS, you might not on Apple TV. It's that sort of really weird variation. I don't know if anyone else has seen that. Like I say, I don't really turn on descriptive video, but
I've noticed it for sure. I'm
Yeah.
the opposite. I like it so much that if a show doesn't have it, I just won't watch the show. Like, that's how much I depend on. I think it depends what kind of TV you're watching. Some people just watch TV to like have it in the background type of thing. But when I'm watching TV, like, I really want to get into it and I want to know what's going on. And I put up with the annoyances of audio description, like they can be too chatty. Like, sometimes they give their opinions on things. It's like, don't give me your opinion. I just want to know what's happening. And sometimes they'll like do the thing you're supposed to figure out. They explain it to you. It's like, I don't need you to explain it to me. Just tell me what's on screen, and I'll figure it out like everybody else is figuring it out.
That's why I hate it.
And the other thing that annoys me is sometimes it's just so loud. Like, it's like, why is this person so much louder than the actual show? It's like, I'm not deaf. No, I'm just, I wish that could be adjustable separately, the volume,
Yeah. No, the things that annoy you about it are the reasons I don't like it. I know what you mean. I do watch it, but I accept that I might take slightly less than I might get if I had AD, but I kind of figure I'll work out what happens. If it's a film like Taxi Driver, I might not, but most films aren't that. But yeah, it's interesting that you have the same thing as well, where descriptive video won't work on certain devices or apps, and there's no rhyme or reason to.